What's going on, everybody? I'm just out and about today, running some errands. And it came across my mind is that this is for the men. When you are getting into a relationship or starting to get into a relationship with a woman, you need to set firm boundaries. Women now, they're looking for a savior. Your interest is not at their heart. They're looking to see what they can get from you by doing the least amount. You have to keep in mind, with these economic times, women are in survival mode. Straight up survival mode. They may like you, they may tolerate you, they may settle with you, but rest assured, it's what they can get. And it's not about love. Now, when that woman comes into your life, keep in mind, she is not single. She is not single. If she's somewhat decent looking, she's not single. She has orbiters, she has exes, she has friends with benefits that she still communicates with and that she still talks to. Guarantee you that. 1,000% guarantee you that. So, you need to set boundaries. Ask the hard questions. Ask if she still communicates with her exes. Ask if she had one night stands, and ask if she ever, does she still talk to guys that she slept with in the past and they're now good friends. You got to ask those questions. And if she gets defensive about it, cut her loose. Cut her loose. Because she's emotionally still attached to those men. Because she still wants to give her time and her efforts to those men, unbeknownst to you. Those men may know about you because they're friends now, and she's talking with them and she's telling them, yeah, I met this guy, he's a good guy and blah blah this. Oh, good. Well, you know what, since you ain't doing nothing, why don't you slide on over? Okay. That's how that works. Because women, they don't go out and just sleep with anyone. They sleep with a person that they are comfortable with. Like I said in my last thing. Unless, she's a prostitute or something like that. But hopefully you didn't pull something like that. But women will go back and sleep with men that they have already slept with, because that relationship has already been established. Women don't want to go out and establish new relationships just to get sex. Especially if they already got men in their orbits that they have already slept with. Because they have a rating. Just like men. This is human nature. we know he's long distance. You know, he can go at least 25 minutes or a half hour longer than this guy. But this guy, his is bigger. So, I really want to feel it tonight. So all those things, those women have their own mental dialogue in their minds about these men. Depending on how they feeling, those are the men that they will reach out to or even talk to and entertain. That's just human nature. That's the dark side of it. So, you can't say that women are sugar and spice and everything nice, because that's not always the case. They're human too. They have their needs, their wants, their desires. They want to go out and have a good time and no commitment and feel a certain way. They got that guy that they can always call on to fulfill that need. They got the guy for the validation. They got the guy for the sex. They got the guy for the money. They got the guy that makes them happy. They got the guy that makes them feel a certain way. They got the guy that they can argue with. They got the guy, the list goes on and on. So you have to be wise and understand that they're out for something. Not one man is going to be a complete package for a woman. I don't care if you're making over $1 million a year. That means you're working all the time. Guess what? The box gets hot. So she's going to turn to her mental Rolodex and get on her cell phone and get with the guy that can fulfill a need that she's missing. I'm saying all this just to say this, is that I'm starting to see a switch that's going on now in society, is that these women, they realize that they cannot have it all. They want it all, but they cannot have it all. Especially if you set boundaries. You gotta set your boundaries early in the relationship. And if she breaks those boundaries, cut her loose. Because she's not looking out for your best interest. But what's happening now is that women, they realize that this economy is not all that great. They know that. We know that. They're looking for help. They're looking for a come up. But yet, they still want it all. That's why women now are getting more and more desperate. So you have to be aware of what's going on in today's society. And this goes across all groups. Male, female, economic status, it even goes, doesn't matter what your race are, white, black, green, purple, yellow, doesn't matter. Everybody's pockets are being hit very, very, very hard. And women are looking for a come up. Like I said, but yet they still want to have it all. So, by seeing this, I think this is going to draw people together. This is on a positive note. It's going to draw people together even more. People are going to start coupling up. People are going to start rethinking on how they move in life. They are now forced to make changes because they realize I can't do it by myself. So if they can't do it by themselves, they're going to have to make some adjustments in their attitude, their mindsets, how they show up in relationships. They're going to have to do that. They're going to have to do that inner work. That goes for male and females. But us men, we've already been doing that. It's the women that's not putting in the work. They are the ones that's not, they don't see the big picture of what's truly going on. Only thing that they know is that it's hard out here. You know, I'm working and paying all these bills. Things are getting more and more expensive. I need to latch on to someone. And this can go for same sex as well. So just be mindful, be vigilant on what's going on. Stay current with what's going on with the economy. Set your boundaries early in the relationship. If you get pushed back, cut it loose. And if that person goes back or disrespect your boundaries, cut them loose. That could be male or female. Because that person is not in that relationship for the betterment of either you or the relationship. They're in that relationship for the betterment of themselves. So tell me what you think. Leave it in the comments. Thanks.